Hey guys, so I'm going to do this in the form of a you and them reading. This is going to be a more in-depth reading on the Instagram that I posted yesterday when I'm filming this, but I don't know when I'm going to get this out. So that's what we're doing here. We're going to have the feminine energy here on the left-hand side, the masculine energy on the right, and I am using these same decks that I used on Instagram. And then down the middle, we're going to get the twin flame oracles for connecting energies. I'm going to get message cards. We're going to get some advice. I'm also going to get some overall oracles for each. So let's get started. So I'm going to start with the feminine energy on the left here. We're going to go ahead and get all of their energies out. This is the this is called the guided hand tarot. Is it guided? Gilded. The gilded hand tarot. I don't know how long this reading is going to be. I do have to take my son to the doctor, so I feel like there's a card in here that's flipped. There is. The Page of Swords is flipped. Interesting. Okay, I'm going to keep that in mind, okay? Page of Swords in reverse. Okay. So I do feel like we're talking, kind of like the Instagram post here, I feel like we're talking to a feminine who's kind of trying to decide where she kind of wants to go from here. Okay, so we're going to do thoughts, feelings, and actions, and we'll do the same for the masculine energy, and then we'll do the connecting energies as well down the middle, just like that. So we have the Three of Cups in reverse. This is feminine thoughts. What's this connection to your spirit? We have the Five of Cups in reverse, and the Four of Wands in reverse. No. That's the Five. That's the Five of Wands in reverse. I'm sorry. Okay, these are beautiful cards, but sometimes they're kind of hard to read. Okay, so what are the feminine's feelings? We have the King of Wands in reverse. What are the feminine's feelings in this connection, spirit? The Knight of Pentacles. What are the feminine's feelings in this connection, spirit? What are the feminine's feelings in this connection, spirit? And the Two of Cups in reverse. Wow. What are the feminine's actions? Three of Swords. What are the feminine's actions? Okay. Six of Cups. And the Six of Pentacles in reverse. It's kind of crazy here. Y'all have 2 5s, 2 3s, and 2 6s. This 5 is about that change that's taking place here. 3 is about growing here, and the 6s are about trying to find peace or harmony. You have Death in reverse under the bottom of the deck, which is funny because I think on the Instagram post, the masculine had Death in reverse. And then also the Eight of Pentacles upright. And the King of Pentacles. And the Page of Cups. Okay, so on the Instagram post, I actually mentioned that the feminine, which came up as the, look at that, guys. Look at that. No way. There is a card here in this deck that is turned up. The Two of Swords in reverse. So you had the Page of Swords in reverse, which is that is so crazy. So you had the Page of Swords in reverse turned up, which is that energy of, lacking that idea really of what seed you want to plant here, where you want to take this, where you want to grow in your overall love situation, which is the same thing that came out in the Instagram deal. And there also was a thought of a new connection, a new romance, a renewal of a romance, or something there in your background that was coming into play. And that's why you're in this indecisive energy here. And then you're trying to, like, you're indecisive about really which direction you want to take with that. And it's because you're still reminiscing about this masculine energy here. And you're kind of, I feel like this masculine energy is very isolated to themselves. They're in this Two of Swords in reverse energy. So this is what their heavy thought is, which is not knowing which direction to take, which is the same kind of thing that came out in the Instagram post, which I'm not surprised. But the Two of Swords being in reverse is knowing that there's some kind of decision there that you have to make, but being too overwhelmed of making a decision. Being afraid of making the wrong decision. Being afraid of facing that, you know? Okay. That's crazy. I'm going to move these cards up a little bit so y'all can see them better before I get the masculine energies out here. So I just want to say there is a chance that I might have to stop this reading so I can take my son to the doctor, but I'm going to try to do my best to just get through it. Okay, so the masculine energy, I'm using the Uncommon Tarot. That is so wild that y'all both had those two cards that were turned up, and that rarely ever happens, guys. Like, rarely ever happens. And I'm pretty sure neither one of those cards came up in that Instagram post, which is the last time I used this deck. I mean, I literally used it for that. I put it back in the box and stuck it in my drawer. So that's so wild. Okay. So the masculine energy here. Let's see what their thoughts, actions, and feelings are. What is the masculine's thoughts about the feminine? Wow. Three of Swords in reverse. Queen of Cups in reverse. Can I have one more? King of Swords. What about their feelings? What's in their feelings? Their feelings, you have the Two of Pentacles and the Ace of Pentacles in reverse. One more. Also the Moon in reverse. What about their actions towards this feminine? What are the masculines asking actions towards the feminine? We have Strength. Masculines actions towards the feminine energies. We have the Ten of Wands in reverse. The Three of Cups in reverse. You also have the Three of Cups in reverse as far as your thoughts go. Their bottom of the deck energy is the Eight of Cups. Wow. And the Six of Cups and the Six of Pentacles in reverse with the Page of Wands in reverse. And the Tower. Now when I pulled this deck out of and there's that Two of Swords, guys. And the Ace of Cups. Wow. Okay. This masculine is having a hard time. So connecting energies. Can y'all see these? The cards are amazing. Oh my gosh, they are so pretty. All these cards. I love these cards. Both of them. Gorgeous. Okay. So the deck that I'm using here in the middle is called the Twin Flame Oracles. I love these cards as well. The person that sells these is Leo Vibes 1111. I think she has a new Instagram Instagram account if you want to look her up. But they're really good clarifying cards. She does tons and tons of oracle cards, and they're all awesome. Okay, I also have her tarot deck that she made, which is pretty awesome as well. They're all really good. Okay, so connecting energies here down the middle. What is the connecting energies for the thoughts? It's fast. Toxic. What about the connecting energies for the feelings? What are the... Okay, well, that one came out kind of weird. Sadness. Ooh. Connect your energies for the actions. Connect your energies for the actions. I'll try that again. Connecting energies for the actions. Okay. Well, these both wanted to come out. We have surrender and surprise. Okay. Happy and journey and soulmate. Wow. That's awesome. Okay. So I'm going to get one before I start. Sorry, guys. I got a little sidetracked there. I'm going to get an oracle for each of you. This is the Whispers of Love oracles. These are the same ones that I used on... Oh, my gosh. I just saw 555 on the timer, guys. I just saw 555 on the timer, which is... Huge changes are ahead, but it also means that it's happening for you, not to you. It's happening for you, not to you, which is actually one of the things I think that I mentioned in the advice portion, part 3 of the Instagram post. So can I have a card, please, for the feminine energy overall? Advice for the feminine energy overall. Demonstrate love, number 48. Find out what is important to those you love and act on it. Bluebirds may be also significant here for you guys. What about the masculine energies? What's the masculine overall spirit? Turn on your heart light. Reflect on a time when you experienced love. The number 36. Wow. Woo. Okay, here we go, guys. Heavy stuff here, guys. The bottom of this says, focus on love, look for the good in everyone. The number 24, which adds up to the number 6, which is about peace and harmony and love. I do feel overall that I have to say, guys, before we get started, the overall aspect here that we're looking at is the fact that you're both recognizing each other as soulmates. You're both recognizing the journey that you've been on, and you're both trying to find peace and harmony and happiness when it comes to that. That's the overall energy for both of you. So I'm actually going to do this a little bit differently than when I usually do this kind of reading. I'm actually going to talk about both of your bottom of the deck energies with your oracles, and then I'm going to go ahead and go through your thoughts as a connecting energy, okay? Your thoughts together, and then I'm going to go down in the same for all of your feelings and actions as well. Okay, so we're going to start with the feminine. Her oracle card here says, demonstrate love. Find out what is important to those you love and act on it. Number 48. Which adds up to the number 12, which adds up to the number 3, which is about creation, which is what I'm seeing in this card. I feel like this feminine is recognizing how much she's grown in this connection. I feel like she's trying to take responsibility for where she is in this connection, where she is in her own life. I feel like she's done a lot of healing work here, okay? She's been through this journey. She's found herself through this journey. There's lots of things over here on this side of this card. We have a blue butterfly, a bluebird feeding 3 babies. We have either 3 children here in this card, or there are a mother with 2 children. I can't tell. They're both pretty small. Hugging, she is hugging a little boy. We have 2 squirrels here, a house in the background, 2 bluebirds loving on each other, one out here in the by itself. And then there's a girl on a white horse here holding this white horse, hugging this horse. I feel like this feminine's really trying to find her own inner peace, her own happiness within. I feel like she's discovering the fact that nobody else can give her this, that she has to actually give this to herself. This is something that she's starting to master, right? This is an understanding that she's starting to come into, this awareness, this bright light within her is a reflection of her. And I'm saying her, guys, it doesn't matter male or female. I'm talking about this imagery of this lady here on this card. I feel like she is, see, she's looking over here at all this stuff. These are all the things that she's went through. These are all the experiences that she's had. And she's seeing this rainbow, this harmony, this beauty, this miracle within all this stuff. And she's understanding the growth that she's had. She's understanding how the love that she's given to others and how that has affected her as a person. That she's experiencing all this goodness here. This is really reminding me of the 6 of Cups energy, which is that nostalgia about the past. So she's really reminiscing on all those experiences that she's had and how they've changed, how they've evolved her, and how she's become who she is because a result of all that. I feel like there's a lot of peace when she thinks about this. There's a lot of peace when she thinks about not only this, her life in general, but just this, how she's actually demonstrated love, how she has went through this journey, went through this experience of learning about love, learning about herself, learning about how to demonstrate love in an authentic kind of way, without any expectations, without any of that. What are you going to get out of this? Hey guys, okay, I'm sorry, I had to step away for a little bit. I'm actually going to go back, and since we did already talk about the feminine's overall energy for her oracle here, the only thing I wanted to, which y'all didn't miss anything, only I did, so y'all are just right on with the video, but I did want to say that I feel like this feminine is reaching the understanding of the true essence of unconditional love. You know, I feel like this feminine is learning how to show unconditional love and what exactly that means. Okay, this is a very awesome card, by the way. I'm going to hold it up so y'all can see it. These cards are so pretty. I love these cards. Okay. So I am going to talk about the feminine's bottom of the deck energy, which is the overall energy that she's carrying at this moment. She has the Death in reverse. So she's at a standstill. This feminine is just, she's sitting here at the standstill here, okay? And guys, I know I'm saying she. Take it how it resonates, okay? I'm saying she because of the feminine, more feminine-like energy. It could be he, it could be she, it could be he, she, it could be whatever you want it to be, okay? It's just ignore those pronouns. Just, this is how it's easier for me to carry on through the reading, so. But I do feel like this feminine here is, she's very afraid of not only, she's afraid of making the wrong choice. She knows that there's a cycle here that's closing out, okay? And she knows that she's been through all the shadows. And she knows that she needs to make some kind of choice here moving forward. And it's almost like it's either one way or another. You know, it's either to continue with this. Honestly, I feel like there's someone here in the background, like I said. I feel like there's someone else here that's showing interest in this feminine energy, because she's had some kind of offer here, okay? Some kind of offer here. And she's definitely thinking about this offer. But she's not just hesitant, okay? And not just, she's in this limbo state. She's not stuck there because of just this masculine and thinking about this masculine. She's stuck there because she's trying to think about herself. Because she's trying to put herself forward. She's trying to put herself first. And I feel like this feminine generally just really doesn't know what she wants moving forward. And I also feel like she's trying to step into this energy of standstill for herself. It's almost like, even though there's this other person here in the background, she is just thinking to herself, you know, I feel like this feminine knows that she's possibly not completely healed enough to step into something new with someone. And I feel like she knows there's still pain here from this masculine's energy that she is still going through. And so even though this person's here in the background, this is why she's hesitating. She almost doesn't want to miss an opportunity, but she's also trying to take care of herself. She's trying to put herself forward first. So she's trying to, you know, nurture herself. But she's kind of living in a future phase right now. She's living in this idea of what's going to actually happen in the future for her. And because she's kind of thinking about that so much, I think that's why she's so much in this hesitation. She's juggling these ideas back and forth about, you know, what the future holds. Well, what if I go this direction? Well, what if I go that direction? She's thinking about this new opportunity that's at hand. And she's thinking about it in a very grounded way. This could be someone that she knows is someone that's, you know, willing to put the work in. That's a very grounded energy. You have the King of Pentacles here, which is that grounded energy. It's someone that is already set. You know, they already have their life together. They already know what they want. They're already established here. She knows that this is a grounded offer here. And she also realizes that this other person here is willing to put the work in for her. And this is the opportunity she has at hand here in the background. But she still hasn't made that choice because she's struggling with so many different options here for herself. And mostly there's those two things. It's either you can move forward with someone new that you know is going to be grounded and still good for her, or she's, you know, hesitant to that because she knows that she hasn't healed from this masculine yet and what happened with them. So she's trying to do what's right for herself, but I think she's nervous about what exactly that is. You know, what is right for her. She's questioning, not only I feel some of her intuition, she's trying very hard to listen to her intuition, but she's also thinking to herself, you know, what if I don't choose this other person and I don't get this opportunity again? So she's kind of facing some of her options more in a, you know, fearful way of losing, of loss, than she is of knowing what she truly wants and truly desires within. So let's talk about this masculine's overall energy here. Their card is turn on your heart. Turn on your heart light. Reflect on a time when you experienced love. This masculine is moving into this heart awakening, this heart opening. I feel like this masculine's known for a while that there is some serious healing that needs to take place within them. And I feel like they know that they have to go within and grow through this healing. And it's something I feel like they've been very hesitant to do. It's something they've been very hesitant to face. And with this card here where it says reflect on time when you experience love, I do feel as if one of the reasons that this is coming about is because of this feminine's energy. I feel like this feminine having this understanding of what, unconditional love looks like, having this new awareness. Now, she's not always been in this energy with this masculine. This is something that she's discovered within herself. It was a journey for her as well, and he's this masculine here. Even though he's still kind of in this energy of being unsure how to move forward, he knows that he's got to open his heart up to this healing, or things will never change with him. It's not so much focused on this feminine, even though he knows that's where this is coming from. He knows where this realization is coming from, where it's it's from this connection with this feminine. But he also knows that this is a solo journey. This is a solo path, one that he has to take alone. And he's like going back within his own mind. He's thinking about all the times that he's experienced love. And how did he express his own love? How does he express his own love? How was he shown love, This has a lot to do with, I feel, this blue, their emotions. It's opening up to that idea, opening up to the awareness that they've had a closed heart for a long time. And in order to open up, in order to have that light within the heart turn on, which I feel like this masculine is wanting. I feel like this masculine is wanting more than what they've been used to, than they've been allowing themselves to experience. They've cut themselves off from fully expressing their own desires, their own love for others. That it's almost like they only reach a certain point in a connection, and then out of fear of that hurt, fear of that pain, they close that connection off. They close it down, which I feel is the same thing that they did here to the feminine. It just, the feminine in the way that she's reacted to the masculine was different from the way others maybe have reacted to him. And there's a lot that goes into play with that. Words that were said, actions that were taken, just this whole thing, this whole connection, the way the masculine sees this feminine, just all that was an opening, an awareness that they haven't been opening themselves up to love. And I feel like even though they may not be quite ready for it, they know that they have to go through this healing process in order to really truly find their happiness. What they truly want. You don't know what kind of love you want. You don't know what you really desire when it comes to your heart until you actually open your heart up to possibilities. And it's like, this is what this masculine's becoming aware of. They know they have to do this healing work. They know they can't just, it's like the Eight of Cups here, okay? They're bottom of the deck energy here. It's like they know they have these cups here, right? They have all these cups right here, and they could stay here. They could stay with these cups, these 8 cups here. They also could have 10 cups. They could have complete fulfillment within. And they're having that understanding. They're coming into that idea of they have to release this 8 of Cups so they can move towards their fulfillment, their full fulfillment. Their 10 of Cups is still there somewhere. You know, before the 10 is the 9 of cups, the desires, the wishes. And before they get to what they know they want, they desire within their heart, they have to, you know, move forward with the healing of their heart. You can't love someone, or you can't experience love if your heart is wounded, if your heart is broken, if your heart is, which is the same thing that's going on with this feminine, and she knows that already. She knows deep down she can't step in and fully have fulfillment with someone else when her heart is not fully healed. You know, she's trying to show herself nurturement in that. She's trying to nurture that thought. You know, she knows this. And that's why she's stuck in this limbo. That's why she's so hesitant. She wants to do herself justice here. You know, she doesn't want to move into something with someone else when she knows she still carries some pain here with this masculine's energy. You know, not only is that unfair to this feminine, but it's unfair for this other person, for her to bring in that baggage along with her. So their thoughts. Oh, and I didn't even talk about this. Underneath the 8 of Cups here, you have the six of Pentacles, the Page of Wands in reverse, the Tower, the 2 of Swords, and the Ace of Cups, and the Knight of Pentacles. Okay. This masculine most definitely cares about this feminine. You know, their cup is full. They feel this with this feminine's energy. That's there, but it's hidden. It's there, but it's hidden. Now, making a decision about that, knowing that there is work that they have to put in themselves to move forward, is a hard decision to make, because it's definitely not easy. You know, I do want y'all to pay attention to this right here, real quick. Because as an intuitive reader, these are things that, if you're trying to learn how to read intuitively, these are things that I pay attention to, that, you know, my spirit guides kind of push me into this direction. And birds are very spiritual as far as bringing messages to us. And look at these cards here, which is telling me here that these cards are very significant cards. You have the Oracle card here for the masculine, has this hawk on top of her head, okay? Going in this direction. You have this 8 of Cups here that has this, I think that's a goose, that's headed in this direction as well. And then you have the Ace of Cups here, and look at that. There is I think that's a dove that's landing in that cup, right above that cup. This masculine is wanting this harmony when it comes to love. Harmony for self, harmony within. You know, they're having that understanding here. And they carry that for the feminine. That's not changing. It's not moving anywhere. It's sitting right here. It's in that cup, you know. This is an understanding that they're aware of. And they know in order that they have to move on. They know that in order for them to have this self-discovery and take this journey of opening this heart and healing the heart, they have to move away from this feminine. But the love still remains, you know? This love is still there. The peace with that is still there. I think this masculine knows how much this feminine cares about them, and they know that that's not going to change, and they know that's not going to change because of the unconditional love that the feminine has. So you have the 2 of Swords here, which is that decision, making that decision to have that self-love for them, doing it for them. The Tower. This masculine knows that in order to go through this process, it's going to be a tower. It's going to be a complete breakdown. You have to have that breakdown of that foundation that's set in place in order to have something new, in order to build something new. And they know this. This is why it's such a hard decision with the Two of Swords. You know, this is why they're having to, and they're doing this with blind faith, okay? You see how she's wearing a blindfold here in this card. She's doing this with blind faith. She doesn't see, in this card, this lady does not see, you know, what's going to happen when she chooses which sword. She just knows she has to make a choice. And this masculine knows that when they make this choice, this tower is going to have to come down. But there's beauty in that. You know, and again, it looks like a white feather over here, which is about new beginnings. And it's a message from Spirit, you know, with the birds here. They know that this transformation is going to end up being, you know, something beautiful in the end. They know that this is where they find their crown. This is where they find their emperor energy. That's here. It's known. It's in the background here. But it's not, you know, it's still in the shadow. It's not actual reality yet, because they know that this tower has to come down. This growth has to take place, and there's beauty in that growth, which is something else that they're aware of. You know, going back through all your experiences and healing that pain from within, from your heart, is something that is, you know, it takes time, and it's painful. It's painful, and they know that it's going to be like this tower. It's going to be painful, which is why they've hesitated so far into this. You have the Page of Wands in reverse. This is that energy of, when the Page of Wands comes upright, it's about having that inspired thought, you know, having that inspired thought. Not acting on it yet, but knowing that inspired thought is there. So this masculine here, with it being in reverse, is a little bit hesitant in a way, okay? They're hesitant in a way. I feel like, oh man. This masculine, guys, and I don't know how I just got this from these two cards and what just came in my head. One of the reasons is, and it's, God, it's sad. One of the reasons that I think this came to mind is because there's a child on this card, two children actually, and this lady's breastfeeding these two children. And it's in reverse. And when I think that and I see that, it reminds me of, oh my gosh. You know, if you're a mother and you know what that's like, and that bond that you have with your child is completely unlike anything else. I mean, it just is. And that nurturement, you know, having that nurturement there, having that feeling there. What I got from this, guys, is that this masculine is hesitant to give that to themselves, because this masculine is having a hard time seeing that they're even worthy of giving themselves that kind of nourishment, which is part of the reason why they need to go in and heal. You know, a very big part of the reason. So that's a sad energy that this masculine feels like, you know, they don't even, it's almost too, is the other thing, that message I'm getting here is they don't even know where to begin with that. They know where they don't want to begin. There are things that are very painful in their past here that have caused them to be in this energy, and they know that that's one of the things they're going to have to address, or kind of go in that. When you experience that, you know, you have to relive those experiences. And that's why this masculine's been so hesitant here. So let's focus, and let's talk about their connecting, okay? Them two as a unit, as far as this connection goes. So let's look at their thoughts here, because man, oh man, oh man, oh man. Their connecting energy here is toxic, okay? And the reason that toxic is the connecting energies is because both counterparts have a tendency to direct their mind into a negative thought process. And I feel like the feminine does a better job at being able to move herself out of it, but I do feel like the masculine goes to a very dark place when it comes to this feminine sometimes, in the way that he's feeling about the feminine, or the way that he's feeling the feminine, it feels about them. It's okay. So I actually want to start here with the masculine's energy as far as his thoughts, because you have the Three of Swords here in reverse, which is the healing after that heartbreak takes place. Now the feminine has the Three of Swords as well. Hers is down here in her actions, and we'll get to that because that's part of what we kind of already discussed with her energy overall. But this masculine here with this Three of Swords in reverse he's still experiencing this pain, this feeling, this burning feeling of the heart, right? This is what I'm seeing here with this heart, which, by the way, these cards are so awesome. This Three of Swords is so pretty. Which is the Three of Swords. It's kind of weird to say, but it is a very pretty card. But, of course, pink and blue are my favorite colors, too, so that might be why I'm saying that. And I'm sorry if there's a glare on these cards, guys. I tried to fix it, but I just can't. So I'm going to hold that up for you. There you go. So this Three of Swords here, this masculine, he's in this image. He's looking over here at this feminine, which is kind of crazy, guys, because if you notice in this card here, this Five of Cups, which is the other saddest card in the deck, and the whole deck for me is the Three of Swords and the Five of Cups. This is where the initial heartbreak takes place. And the Five of Cups is in the middle of the heartbreak, is in the grieving part of the heartbreak, the disappointment, the grief, the anguish part, deep down in there. Hers is in reverse, but if you notice how this feminine's energy here is crying, but looking over here in this masculine's direction. This masculine here is heartbroken, but looking over in this feminine. They're looking at one another, and the two cards that represent that are both cards of grief. But they're both in reverse as well. So with this toxicity here, it's almost like they are still feeling this certain way about one another, but I feel like they also have this energy of not being able to connect, not being able to have that understanding there is causing this pain. This is where it's coming from. But the masculine himself, his heart, is burning, is aching, and it's one of the reasons why he's directed into the heart opening there. But now, I want to note here that on this card, these swords are placed with this sword in his throat. I kind of feel as if this masculine is having a negative thought process when he thinks about the things that maybe he said to this feminine. And then also how this other one's puncturing where his heart is. And I think that's causing some of the pain there. That thinking about things that were said or can't be undone is causing that hurt and that pain there. He's definitely feeling this heartbreak for sure. The other one is right here down towards his abdomen area, which reminds me of, when you say something or do something, or you're scared of something, you're afraid for something, and you have that gut-wrenching feeling in your stomach. This is like what I'm feeling here when it comes to their thoughts. Because they think about this feminine, they think about this Queen of Cups in reverse, and how she's not giving to this masculine like she was giving. Even the fish, even the cup here that is here, the fish is looking up at this woman like, where's the water? This cup is empty. This is the way the masculine's feeling when it comes to this feminine. He's feeling that in his thoughts, okay? So he's stepping into this King of Swords energy, this more of a logical state of mind, what happens is this pain starts to creep in when it comes to the thought, the thought of what happened here. Pain starts to creep in. He starts to think about this Queen of Cups in reverse, starts to think about how she's not, possibly, even in his own illusions here, that she's not caring about him like she used to, which causes pain. That's that gut-wrenching feeling, So, in order to protect that within, the thoughts revert to the logical sense of mind. Think about this logically. If it hurts in the heart, then you want to move to your mind to make sense of that. And that's what this masculine's doing here in his thoughts. This feminine, however, I feel like this feminine with this Three of Swords or Three of Cups in reverse. So you're both starting out here in your thoughts as threes, which is about that growth that's taking place, right? The Three of Cups here in reverse, I feel like this feminine is really trying to, and I have to say for some of you guys, because it's coming out, there could be someone else here in the background. It could be this other person here that's having this offer for this feminine energy. There could be someone else here in the background with all these threes that's causing pain as well. But with the Three of Cups in reverse for the feminine, she's wanting to kind of more so isolate herself away from, kind of other people around. Also, she's recognizing that a reunion is not going to take place here. She's not feeling like a reunion is something that's on the horizon. And, that's kind of her way of stepping into this Five of Cups in reverse, which is about moving on from that grief, moving on from that loss. Even though she has this Five of Wands energy, which is that tension. Now, along with that inner tension comes along this toxicity, those negative thoughts, that start creeping in upon this feminine. So she's trying to straighten all this out within, right? She's thinking, okay, I just need to isolate myself. I need to really think about this. Apparently, this reunion with this masculine is not going to take place. And even though she's still experiencing this sadness from that, she's trying to take care of herself. And she knows that she can't stay in this energy. She has to be able to keep moving forward. But she's very confused where to go and how to do that, which is causing some of those negative thoughts to come in. Now their feelings are just like they're connecting energy, sad. Their feelings are sad. This feminine's obviously with the Two of Cups in reverse is recognizing this disconnect in her feelings, which is probably why this having to move on from this disappointment is coming into play, because she's recognizing this in her feelings. She's feeling it. Not only she sees it physically that this connection is disconnected, but this feminine, this isn't her feeling. She's feeling the disconnection. She's feeling the loss. She's feeling that disharmony. She's feeling that sadness, and it's it is sad energy. Now you have the King of Wands here in reverse with the Knight of Pentacles. It's almost, this is where the confusion seeps in for this feminine. It's in her feelings. She doesn't know what to feel. She doesn't know what to feel. She has everything here. Everything but swords. And that's because this is her feelings. So it's not really about being logical. And she knows that. She's trying to figure out what she wants from her heart, which is what she doesn't know. The Knight of Wands in reverse is, she doesn't want to be impulsive. She wants this Knight of Pentacles, okay? She wants to have something grounded moving forward. So that's kind of what this feminine's settled into right now as far as her feelings go. She's recognizing this disconnect and the pain from that. She's trying to not be impulsive and give herself the time that she needs to understand these feelings that she's feeling. And she wants to move forward with the grounded feeling, with the grounded energy. She's going through the emotions here. And it's sad. You know, they're both sad here. The masculine's energy is he has the Two of Pentacles, because this masculine, as far as his feelings go, he's been juggling things back and forth. These are the things that he's been juggling. He has this where he's been contemplating not only the future, what's going to happen in the future. Should he make this offer? Should he not make this offer? So far in his feelings, he's not making any kind of offer towards his feminine, which she already knows that. She feels that intuitively. You know, she doesn't have to pick up the phone and call this masculine. She knows that. She picks up on his energy. She feels it. She feels when this masculine has this energy of wanting to reconnect, and she feels this energy of whenever they're disconnected. Now, she might not listen to her intuition all the time, or she might let her mind kind of get in the way of her heart, but she knows deep down. This masculine is been juggling this thought, this idea of this offer for a while, and in their feelings. Should I offer these feelings? Should I not? Should I offer these feelings or should I not? And they never really were quite able to actually commit to something, you know, ground something and commit to it. And with the moon here in reverse, it's like, it's almost like this masculine's, okay, this masculine here was in this very dreamlike state about this feminine. What was with this feminine? And what could be with this feminine, or reminiscing in that way. But in their feelings now, I feel like because they realize they can't offer this feminine what, you know, they can't ground anything here. They can't have a grounded offer with this feminine here. It's like they're wanting to strip themselves away from these illusions. And this is their feelings, okay? So the reason this is coming up here is because this masculine is recognizing the fact that having those thoughts there of, you know, that those memories, those thoughts, reliving all that stuff, having those there is causing part of this sadness. You know, they kind of want to keep moving forward past that, even though they're having a hard time doing that. Even here you have these two, what are these, leopards, I think, or cheetahs? These two cheetahs here, one is facing back, the other one's looking forward, just like these birds. Because part of them knows they have to move away from this feminine, but there's still a part of them who doesn't completely want to let go. So this masculine's still in this energy of juggling. They're still juggling what they can have, what they can't have, what they want, what they don't want. But they also know that they have to move away from this feminine and heal. There's just, like I said, they're hesitant. They're still hesitant. And it's not solely focused on this feminine. They're not hesitant because of this feminine's energy. They're hesitant because they know that healing and how that healing is going to affect them, how it's going to make them feel, and the pain that's going to come up from that. That's why they're hesitant. You know, but there's still fear there. There's still some anxieties that come up with that. Okay. See how there's no, I mean, the moon is, this is a crazy thing, is first off, this feminine, her feelings, she has a lot of passion that she wants to be able to share. She wants to be able to show or give. And she's holding back when it comes to that, because she doesn't want to be impulsive and give it to someone who's not worthy of it. And she's trying to, this feminine's really trying to look out for herself. And you know, kudos to her for that. Because she's definitely thinking about things before she makes any steps forward. But what's crazy here is with this masculine and their feelings, it's all pentacles and the moon. So even though there's no cups here, you still have the moon, which is all the emotion, you know. And this moon is full. You know, this masculine is also still protective of themselves. They feel as if this feminine will continue to show them where they need to heal until they actually do that work. These things will still keep coming up until they actually go and do that work. Okay, so their actions. I want to start with the feminine here for their actions. You know, I do want to say how crazy it is that, let me just show y'all how wild this is. I love these readings because I like to see the comparisons plus the middle energies as well. But you literally have the Three of Cups is the first card out for the thoughts. And the Three of Swords is the first card out for the thoughts for the masculine. Now, as their actions go down, the feminine has the Three of Swords right here for the first card as the actions. And the masculine has the Three of Cups here as the ending card. So it's almost like they're in the same sort of thoughts that kind of bounce back and forth. You know, those thoughts kind of just bounce back and forth. And it's a lot of that's because they're mirroring each other. They don't realize it. In other words, if you're sitting around and you have a random thought of this person, or this person has a random thought of you, that whereas they weren't even thinking about anything like that, it just kind of pops in their head, chances are it's because this other person's probably thinking about that very thing, and they're picking up on their energy, and it's mirroring one another. So what happens is this masculine, if that's the feminine, this masculine sees itself reminiscing or remembering or having a thought about a particular even situation. You know, it could be just a thought, or it could be a situation that happened between the two of them. It just could pop in their head, and they could be seeing themselves thinking about that. And the reason is because this feminine's trying to figure something out when it comes to that. You know, they're mirroring each other in that way, in their thoughts. So this feminine's actions, she has the Three of Swords in her actions, with this Six of Cups and the Six of Pentacles in reverse. This is saying that she knows and recognizes in her actions that there is still healing work from the past here that has to be done. And how does she know that? Well, she knows that because she feels this when she thinks about and reminisces on the past energy. She feels this heartbreak. She knows that this is here. It causes pain still. When she thinks about this masculine, and she thinks about these memories here, you know, this nostalgia, it causes pain. So what does she only know to do with that? Well, keep giving to herself. With the Six of Pentacles in reverse, she needs to keep giving to herself before she gives to anyone else. This is her actions. This is what she's aware of. She knows this. And it's like she's trying to get her mindset into that place and know that and ground that. But she still has this conflict about maybe missing out on things here. That's why she's hesitant. But this masculine is his actions. This masculine knows that he's got work to do. He has the strength. He knows that he has to be strong. He knows that he has to be patient with himself. He knows that in order to step into his true power within, that the healing work has to take place here. This burden that he's been carrying here with the owl. This wisdom, he knows. He's been carrying this burden for probably a long time over this past pain. You know, it's a heavy load here. This cow that's on here is a heavy load, a heavy burden. And it's almost like, you know, it's kind of a weird way to say it, and I'm a vegan, but this cow, cows, I don't know if many of y'all ever been around cows before, but if you have, really, cows are actually really beautiful animals. They really are. I mean, they get like a bad rep because we eat them. But they're really awesome animals. And this cow here has horns and everything. So what I'm saying here is that it's like this person sees themselves as this cow. But, you know, at the end of the day, this cow's big and beautiful. And even though it's very strong and sturdy, it's still killed and ate. You know what I mean? I know this is very like gruesome. I'm sorry. This is the way it's coming to my mind. And I'm from Texas, guys, so I apologize. We've had cows. But like I said, I am vegan. I don't eat red meat anymore. But I can tell you that that's how this person's feeling. That's how they feel. They feel like this is there's something that they're worried about, this masculine. He's worried. He's been carrying this burden for all these other people that he's cared about for so long, you know, and wisdom that he's known this for a while as well, but carrying this burden for so long that one of these days, you know, either they can betray him or it's not going to matter. He's tired of carrying everyone else's burden. He wants to have strength within himself. He wants to be this lion, you know, forever, for eternity here. He wants to look out for himself first. There's not a selfish energy. It's a needed energy. Though, you know, the world would be totally different if we all just focused on ourselves. For real. You know, totally different. This right here, this energy is the same energy that this Queen of Cups, you could be a Queen of Cups. I've got that from the Queen of Cups here, but this is the same energy that I'm feeling up here in this feminine's thoughts. This Three of Cups in reverse. This knowing that you have to isolate yourself from others, knowing that you have to step away from others, knowing that this reunion here is not going to take place. This is in his actions. You know, trying to release that is in his actions. Trying to release that burden. Trying to release that wheel. Trying to release all these others' problems and emotional baggage that they feel like they've been carrying for a long time. Or with their own. You know, there's wisdom in there. There's wisdom in that. They know they have to spend some time. They have to spend some time to themselves. So which brings me to the connecting energy here. This masculine could also realize that he has to actually disconnect himself from some people that he feels could be toxic for them. Or at least while they're going through this healing. You know, you go through that process where you kind of start that healing journey and you kind of open up your heart to new things. And you realize you may not resonate with the same people anymore. And it's not like, in the beginning it's hard to be around those people, but later on, you know, you get to the point to where you're okay being around them. You can be around them and still be in that energy, still be in that loving energy, because you figure out what love is really about. You know, love is ever giving, all different kinds. And this is something that this masculine is going to have to learn. But they do know that they have to step away from others to have this idea come in, this realization come in. Okay, and this is in their actions, so they are doing that. They are releasing these burdens. They are getting to that point. They are finding their strength here, their courage to face themselves. Okay, to me, this is crazy right here. This is the connecting energies, guys. this, sorry, there's a hair on here. It's driving me nuts. Okay. This surprising energy with the surrender here, because both of these individuals are surrendering. This feminine surrendering this connection, not to just completely abandon and let go of this masculine. She's surrendering the thought over. You know, she's surrendering this idea of uniting with this masculine. She's realizing that she has to kind of look out for herself, take care of herself here. And this comes as a surprise to her. You know, not chasing this masculine like she used to is coming as a surprise for her. That she's recognizing that she needs to focus on herself, and why she needs to focus on herself. And that's the most important thing. This masculine is surprised that he is in this surrender energy of finally surrendering this fight. I feel like this has been a battle for this masculine to not do this healing work, to not look at himself, to not go there, not go there, don't go there, don't go there. This is like kind of like a type of energy to where you kind of push things down that you experience, that trauma, you kind of keep pushing it down, keep pushing it down, keep pushing it. You know, eventually you're gonna run out of room, and then what? And then what happens? You don't have anywhere else to push anything, and things are going to continue to happen to you. At some point, you have to realize that you kind of have to filter those things out before they go into there. That way that there's nothing that's filling up the bottle, you know? You don't have any of that crap in there, you know? That it's like, that stuff won't overflow if you would just take care of it. It's just like, I'm sorry, I know this is not y'all want to hear, but like, it's like a toilet, you know, you just keep piling that shit in there and you're not flushing it down right, you're not taking care of your business, it's going to overflow. And that's what this masculine's experiencing. You know, they don't want to go back and smell that shit. I'm sorry that I couldn't help it, but that's hilarious. They don't want to go back and go through all that healing. You know, they don't want to go back and experience all that. It's painful. It's painful. They've tried to push it down. That's why, because it's pain. Okay. So let's get some, I want to get some overall cards here. Oh, before we do that, I'm very anxious to see what these two would say to each other if they could say something to one another, if they would say something to another, what would that be? So this is a mix of shadow and light. This is the mix of In the Shadows and the Hidden Truth Oracles. So there's some good and bad in here, guys. So keep that in mind. And some of these cards may be very specific on y'all's part. So it's just only take what parts resonate, okay? And then we'll get some oracles for advice. Okay. All right. So what would this feminine say to this masculine's energy? What would this feminine say to... Okay. Yes, it's too late. We'll get to that. I'm going to get all the cards out. Okay. In the moment, I didn't care. What would this feminine say to this masculine? Okay. We have I love you. I wish things could be different. And I've been struggling. Okay. Hold on. I'm going to get some of the masculines out because I feel like, I don't know why, guys. I do feel as if these two want to have a conversation together, and I'm going to try to put these together. So I'll explain in just a minute. What would this masculine say to this feminine? I'm starting to understand our connection. Yeah, I get that. What would this masculine say? I want to tell you how I feel. What would this masculine say to this feminine? feel you even though we're apart. It's just one of the things that I kind of talked about. I feel like that's an energy on both parts. What would this masculine say to this feminine? I wish I had treated you better. One more. What would this masculine say to this? The timing just wasn't right for us. So I'm going to get some connecting thoughts, feelings, and actions. What is a card for the connecting thoughts? Connecting thoughts. We have your body language says so much. What about the connecting feelings for the two of these? Sometimes I stay awake thinking about you. So you're both in this sad energy, guys. You're both in this sadness, feeling the sadness, this loss. What about the actions? What are the connecting? I know I crossed the line with you. Okay. Bottom of the deck over here says, I wish I left you before you could leave me. I do feel like there were some underlying abandonment issues between the two of these. So with that being said, how I can explain that is that if the masculine was the one that rejected this feminine, which is the jump start to her journey, I do feel like that was because this masculine has some abandonment wounds there. There's just one of the ones that they're going to have to face, and they're not wanting to kind of go there. That's why they left this feminine before this feminine could leave them. They don't want to feel that pain. You know, they try to avoid that at all costs. Whereas this feminine also felt that abandonment from the masculine when he took off. I mean, it's a reaction, you know, to one another. They both have some of the same core wounds there, and they kind of trigger each other in that area. So they know what's coming to the surface, what they need to heal. There's purpose behind that, and that's the discovery overall, is that purpose, the purpose of all that. Once you have that realization and that awareness, it makes the pain easier, you know, knowing that that's there for a reason, has to happen for a reason. So the feminine has this, yes, it is too late energy. And I feel like this feminine has a lot more shadow cards. So, well, she's the one that only has the shadow cards. I feel like she thinks about what happened between her and this masculine a lot. And I feel like she feels like too much time has passed and this masculine doesn't care like she thought, you know? But I also feel like this feminine knows when everything's come up what she should be doing, but she doesn't always follow that. And that's okay. You know, we're not perfect by all means. I feel like sometimes, though, this feminine only lives in the moment of what she's wanting, and she doesn't really think about the effect that that's going to have on everything else. This is something that she's learned. This is something that she's already went through. And she's saying she didn't care in that moment. You know, she didn't care really what was going to happen around her in that moment. She just wanted this masculine. She wanted to let this masculine know how she felt. But I think that's something this feminine's already kind of went through and addressed. Of course, you have I love you here, because she does. I wish things could be different, and I've been struggling. Yeah, this feminine's definitely still struggling. That's why she's in the actions of knowing there's still healing that needs to be done there. But she's trying to take care of herself. She's in a good energy because she knows what she needs to do. Now the masculine here, he is starting to understand this connection between the two of you. He understands this whole healing thing that takes place. You have soulmate, journey, and happy here. He gets this, okay? He's starting to. Maybe not the whole spectrum, but he's starting to understand the healing aspect of it. I want to tell you how I feel. I do feel like this masculine, that's one of the things they juggle back and forth. We saw that in their feelings, is that, should I say something? Should I not? Should I tell him? Should I not? You know, that back and forth energy. That's something they definitely still lingers. And I'm not saying that this won't come later or come at some point, you know, after maybe some healing takes place. But this feminine knows that she can't hold out for that. She's got to surrender this over and heal the rest of, you know, what lies with this connection. I feel you even though we're apart. Yeah, they definitely pick up on each other's energy for sure. I wish I had treated you better. Yeah, like, you know, when we set up here with this Three of Swords, that sword in the throat, that there's possibly things that this masculine said or did that they wish they could go back and change, or they maybe regret. This is part of that. I wish I could treated you better. Because they recognize this feminine's unconditional, you know, love or loving nature. The timing just wasn't right for us. I feel like this masculine recognizes that there was some ways that they handled this connection that probably they could have handled a lot better if they would have known. But I do feel like there's a lot of growth that has took place that this masculine's not recognizing within himself. If he is recognizing that within himself, I don't feel like he's still not patting himself on the back for any of it. You know, he's still not understanding, and that awareness won't come into play until this healing takes place. You know, forgiveness of yourself is part of that. Okay, so the connecting energies here, your body language says so much as their thoughts. So they do read one another. If you're ever around this person, or you're ever like see this person, or just even the way that they respond or act to messages or whatever that is, any way you're reacting with one another, it doesn't just have to be in body language. You're both in that negative mindset of really overanalyzing all of this, overanalyzing everything. And just because you're, you know, feeling one way when your emotions are kind of all over the place, you're not listening to your intuition there as open, not like an open line like you should. So you're kind of letting those seep in, and you may not, this may not be exactly what it's played out to be, you know? I mean, this feminine could have just told her, you know, short, not answered a text or something. This masculine's all over the place with it, but this feminine's just in the middle of doing something and just can't get to him right then. You know, there's no purpose behind that. But this masculine, the way that this connection is, their thoughts, their mind immediately goes to that negative space, and they do that to one another. Sometimes I stay awake thinking about you, and that's where this sadness seeps in. You know, right here. This feminine thinks about how there's feeling this disconnection from this masculine. She feels this masculine just kind of pulling away from her. She knows he has to go on this journey alone, and that causes pain. That causes sadness. I know, the masculine's the same way. He knows that he has to kind of go on this. He's thinking about this feminine a lot because she's one of the reasons that he's even in this part of this thought process of this healing. As far as their actions go, I know I crossed the line with you. There's definitely some things here that have not been completely discussed or talked about. When it comes to something that has partaked in this connection, happened in this connection. But it's weird that it's not weird, it's actually speaks loudly, okay, that this is in both of your actions, because I feel like there's something here that you're both wanting to clear up that happened between the two of you, that you're wanting to kind of resolve as your actions. I don't feel like you're quite there just yet, but you're wanting to surrender that over. You're wanting to heal that part of this connection. That will probably come later on, but that's definitely something that you're both desiring. Okay, so let's get 3 oracles, one from feminine, one for the masculine, and one for the overall energy in the middle. And then we'll close this reading. I have no idea how long this was because, well, I had a little guy come in here about every 5 minutes. So yeah, hopefully it wasn't too long, but these are always kind of long readings. So the feminine has card number 40. These are, by the way, these are new, guys. I haven't used these before. This is the first time, and they're gorgeous, but they're called Unshakable Inner Peace, okay, if you're wondering. The feminine has number 40. What is has no bearing on what will be. What does your ideal life look and feel like, guys? Wow. This is the overall energy for this feminine. This is what she's already aware of. She already knows. And she is trying to spend some time in this isolation. She knows there's these cycles, and this time that she has is endless about what she wants to experience, about what she wants to feel. She's trying to figure out what is really part of her foundations deep down, her desires deep down. What is that? You know, what is has no bearing on what will be. So whatever she's been through in the past doesn't mean that she has to go that same direction in the future. She can go any direction she wants in the future. And she's trying to put her whole mind and body and spirit into this, moving forward, focused on herself solely here. What does your ideal life look and feel like? So this is something, this is like a calling for you to really kind of step. You know how we saw the Tower card here for the masculine in the beginning of the journey? That tower starts to crumble, right? This feminine's already in the energy of rebuilding her tower. She needs to look at that and see what exactly she's wanting to build it into, you know? She needs to think about what is ideal when it comes to her life. What does she feel? How does she feel about that? That's something that this feminine needs to be thinking on. The masculine says, wow. Guys. The number 23, which adds up to the number 5, which is about that change that's taking place in his life here. Prioritize self-love and care. When do you feel most nurtured and cared for? Wow. Okay. It's exactly the overall energy for this masculine here. This is what they're needing to step into. They need to prioritize this love for self. This is something this masculine doesn't have, even in this energy right now. They do not have that energy, and which is what I got from this card here with the 2 children here breastfeeding with this woman. They can't nurture themselves. They don't even know where to begin with that. They don't feel it. They don't feel like they're worthy of even offering that to themselves. And this isn't a way of like materialistic type stuff, guys. This is internal. This is how do you talk to yourself? You know, that's a good way to start. Do you talk to yourself like you would talk to someone that you deeply cared about? Let's just say, for instance, if this masculine went to this feminine when she was struggling or in a struggle, would he say the same things to this feminine that he says to himself? Chances are no. No. Because this masculine is in this energy of being too hard on himself, not showing himself this nurturement, not caring for himself in the ways that he should. He's recognizing that now. He knows that has to change. He's trying to prioritize himself, trying to care for himself. But he needs to open his heart up to understand, when do you feel the most nurtured and cared for? Okay? Okay, so what's the connecting energies? What's a card for the connecting energy? 1 card for the connecting energy. Well, 2. You get 2, okay? 2 cards instead of 1. And I did shuffle these, by the way, but this is number 34, 37, and 38. And my head is tingling like crazy right now. And look at this, guys. Look at this card. These 2 individuals, look, there's just alike. They mirror one another, but they're going their separate ways. They're looking in their different directions. For what? For the rainbow. For what's the rainbow symbol? Harmony, peace, which is the same thing I got right here. Soulmate, journey, happy. Let's see what it says. Rise above it. It's not yours to carry. You are an empath. How can you detach from the drama? Guys, this is what these 2 individuals are learning overall together. This is the number 10 added together, which is that completion of a cycle. Rise above it. It's not yours to carry. You are an empath. I do feel like that's real heavy on this masculine side, because it's one of the things that we talked about with their actions. this feminine could be in an energy of this other person here. This new connection may be pushing on this feminine, and this feminine saying to herself, no, I know I need to work on this healing still from the past. I know I'm not ready. This is a call here. I do feel like this is both empathic energy, even though this masculine, I don't know if he's really picked up on that yet. But this definitely, this feminine is got an empath energy to her. How can you detach from the drama? So this is a question for both of these individuals about how they can kind of rise above the expectations outside of themselves and stop carrying everyone else's idea of what they need to do in their lives and how they need to live their lives in very different ways, but the same overall perception, okay, of what they need to be doing here. So then we have, ooh, I like this card, number 38, which adds up to the number 11. The collective field is impacting you. Unseen forces in action. How can you relinquish control of the situation that feels blocked? Guys, golly, I'm feeling all kinds of craziness in this card internally. This is saying that with the collective field is impacting you. So there have been a lot of collective crazy chaotic energies that have been taking place here lately, and I do feel like what this is kind of helping you see or insinuate is that you need to use these high vibrations, these energies that are coming out to play for your own energy, for your own healing, for your own discoveries here, okay? So if that makes sense. I feel like what this is kind of saying is that to let go of trying to, both of you need to kind of let go of trying to control so much of this connection, where you want it to go, how it needs to go there, thinking about it. And I know that's hard, but this is a call for you to kind of focus on yourselves, like these two individuals here, which I believe is the same person, which is representation of this similar soul here, sharing the same light, the same frequency, but in a very different way between the two of you. And I just saw 3333 on the timer. So there you go. So 3 is the number of growth, change, creation, activation, which I feel like is part of what this masculine's experiencing. Okay, so with this unseen forces in action, I do feel like there are things here that y'all can't see in this connection. You know, you have spirit guides and guardian angels and ancestors that are protecting you guys and keeping you in the light. There's definitely things here that I feel like y'all are meant for, to create. You know, you're meant to work together to create something for the collective overall, your energies. But that starts with building up that light from within. The brighter your light is, you know, the more light you'll bring out and fill up into the world overall. Okay, I'm gonna get a, that's what people don't understand. I wish they did. You know, if everybody would heal themselves from within, there would be so much more light in the world. It's the understanding that you and this person are aware of, or becoming, on this masculine's part, becoming aware of. That, yeah. Okay, I'm going to get one spirit message card to close, guys. I don't know why they're wanting me to grab one of these, so there's something here that you are needing to hear that I haven't expressed. Okay. Reach out. This is about reaching out to this is about reaching out to your memories is on the bottom of the deck. I'm going to read that too. I have to. It says memories, I have to, and y'all both are in that nostalgic like state. So, okay, guys. We know you're reaching out right now for help due to your current situation. Support is as much about the physical act of accepting help where offered as it is about the emotional benefits and learning that it's truly okay to accept support however it's presented to you. This is saying don't have too much pride, okay, with this peacock here and the way that the spirit hand is on this person's chest. Don't have too much pride within yourself to not reach out in some kind of way for help. Even if it's with each other here, you know? That support is still there. You are still supporting one another energetically. And prayer, guys. Prayer. There's always prayer. Your spirit guides are always there for your angels, your ancestors. They're always there. Memories. Your memories are like diamonds in a treasure chest of your spirit. More and more memories are arising within you. Remember the happier moments with your loved ones who are here in the spirit world. For neither time nor distance can stop the energy of love that you have for one another. Guys, one of the things that I got from this card, not only is what a repetitive message of what I just actually said, but it's also saying that, you know, you and this person are connected spiritually. So in the spirit world, it's like this, two and the same. You know, y'all connect on a frequency, or y'all share a light together. And that's something I feel like you both need to kind of remember moving forward. Okay? Okay, guys. So I'm going to leave y'all here. Like I said, no idea how long this is. I hope not too terribly long. But I'm going to leave you here. I hope you enjoyed this reading. I really hope that you resonated and got something out of this reading. I know this was very in-depth and specific about someone's situation, but I wanted to put it out there because I was feeling it so heavy. Especially those of you who don't have time to sit here and listen to these really long readings can at least see the Instagram posts. Might help you as well. But I hope you got something out of it. And I hope it resonated, and I thank you so much for being here, and thanks for reaching out and your comments and your likes and all that good stuff. And thank you for telling your stories on my page. I appreciate that so much, because those also reach other people that are afraid to tell their own stories that can resonate with those, and you never know who you're going to help, guys. So yeah, thanks for being brave and putting that stuff out there. And yeah, hope to see you again. Thanks.